Welcome back to my channel. This class is for agricultural science practical, and this is the specimen we'll be looking into for today. As you can see, please ensure you put down the specimen. How was today English language? Yeah, I wish you best of luck. By the way, NECO is going to an end. After this Agric, I think we have like 2 or 3 more subjects to end this NECO 2026. I wish you all best of luck. Please share this video and to other students because it will also help you, as my previous videos has been helping you so far. So these are the specimen we'll be looking into. Now let's look at the possible questions they can ask you based on this specimen we have here. All right, mind you, this video is the part A video. So once this video reaches some certain minutes, and I will stop it, then continue with the part B. Ensure you request for the part B in the comment section. My name is still remain Matt Kemp, a professional educational consultant. So a professional chemistry and mathematics tutor. I also teach science both in Nigeria and UK curriculum. All right, so you can already see the specimen here. Now, what are the possible questions they're going to ask you based on this specimen we have here? But before that, I will ensure to classify this specimen into 4 different sections, as I've been doing in my biology practical, livestock practical, and some other practicals. I used to classify them into series of sections. So I'll be classifying this one into this ABC into section 1. Then I'll classify DE into section 2, whereby I will classify FGH into section 3. Then I will classify I, J, and K into section 4. So this video is going to contain section 1 and section 2, whereby the part B video is going to consist of section 3 and section 4. Now, what are the possible questions they can ask you? So possible questions they can ask you based on this specimen. Okay, so possible questions. Now let me write the answers. I'll be writing only the answers down. I will tell you the questions, then I will put down the answers alone. You understand? All right, so for the section 1, let's go to section 1 first. For the possible things they can ask you in section 1 is that number 1, they can ask you to identify specimen A, B, C. Remember specimen A, B, C. So specimen A is wheelbarrow, whereby specimen B is garden fork, and specimen C is shears. Yeah, as you can see. So that's the first question. Now another question they can ask you based on this specimen is that they can ask you to mention 2 farm operations that are carried out using specimen B. So 2 farm operations that are carried out using specimen B, they are: number 1, it is used in turning and losing the soil. So another one is that it is used in mixing manure, or you call it compost, with the soil. All right, now let's move to the next question. Another question, I will give that question about 3 in that specimen A. What they can ask you in section A. So question 3 they can ask you in section A is that they can ask you to state 3 physical features of specimen A. So the physical features of specimen A, they are: number 1, it has one wheel at the front. That's number 1. Another one is that it has a metal body. So another physical feature of specimen A is that it has 2 handles. So it has 2 handles with supporting legs. I hope you are jotting this thing down. With supporting legs. So that's it. Now another question they can ask you based on this specimen A, I will be giving that question number 4. Based on this section A rather, is that they can ask you to state 2 uses of specimen C on the farmland. Now what is specimen C used for? Meaning that what is shears used for on the farmland? So 1 is that it is used for pruning trees and shrubs. So that's the first one. It is used for pruning trees and shrubs. and shrubs. So another one is that it's used for trimming edges and ornamental plants. So used for trimming edges and ornamental plants. Yeah, so that's the number 2 uses of specimen C on the farmland. Now another question they can ask you based on this section A is that they can ask you to enumerate 2 general maintenance practices so that should be carried out on specimen B. You understand? Like maintenance practice, maintenance practice of specimen B. How can you maintain specimen B? Look at it here again. Specimen B is what? Garden fork. So how can you maintain garden fork on the farmland? Like what general maintenance practice should you carry out on specimen B? So the first one is that you should clean after use, and also you dry it properly. That's number 1. Another maintenance practice is that you should store it in a dry place, and even you are going to oil the metal parts to prevent it from rusting. Prevent from rusting. All right. Now another thing they can ask us, you rather, based on this same section A, is that they can ask you to name one simple farm tools that can be used to achieve the same purpose of this specimen ABC. That's our section A, right? Or section 1. So, like, look at this again. This is wheelbarrow, garden fork, and then shears. What other farm tools can replace this thing? What other farm tools can serve the function of this wheelbarrow? What other tools can serve this function of this garden fork? What other tools can serve the function of this shears? So, for specimen A, now instead of using wheelbarrow, let me give that number 6. Instead of using wheelbarrow, you can use edge pan. So, and other one too, instead of you using garden fork on the farmland, you can use hoe. And then specimen C, instead of using shears, you can use sécateur. Yeah, so that's what I have for you in the concerning our section A. Now let's move to section B or section 2, anyone you call it. Section 2 says that specimen D and E, which is urea fertilizer and cow dung. So what are the possible questions they can ask you based on this section 2? So for section 2, the possible things they can ask you, you already know that firstly they will ask you to what? They will ask you to identify specimen D and E. That's the first thing. So identify specimen D and E is already here. Just copy the name from here. That is urea fertilizer and cow dung. So this one is urea fertilizer, and this other one is what? Cow dungs. As you can see it here, cow dungs. Look at it here. All right. So after this, the next question they can ask you based on this section 2 in my classification is that they can ask you to state 3 effects of excess application of specimen D on the farmland. If you apply too much of urea on the farmland, what is the effect? So number 1 is that it's going to burn the crop, so that is burning of crops. Another one is that it's going to lead to soil acidification. And also is also going to lead to water pollution. Excess of addition of this urea is going to lead to water pollution through nutrient leaching. Okay, that's that. Now another question they can ask you based on this my section B classification is that they can ask you to list maybe or mention 2 deficient symptoms of the major nutrients in specimen D on the farmland. So the major nutrient is what? Is nitrogen. Yeah. Now that's the major nutrient. Take note. Now what's now the deficient symptoms of the major nutrient in specimen D on the farmland is that Number one, the deficiencies is that it's going to lead to yellowing of old leaves. So yellowing of old leaves, that's the first one. And another one is that the effect or the deficiency of it is that it's going to lead to stunted growth. You know what stunted growth, right? That means the germination of those plants will not be very effective. Good. Now another question they can ask you based on this my section 2, like the second category. Let me give that number 4. That will be number 4. All right. So another thing they can ask you is that they can say you should give one reason for the application of specimen D in the fish pond. So one of the reason is that it is used to stimulate the growth of plankton. I call this plankton. I don't know. You can some people pronounce it as plankton. That's a baby fish. Sorry, plant rather. The plant in germinated in the under the ground of in the water. Yeah, all the small plants that are always found in the inside water. Yeah, that's plankton. So you can, or plankton, depends on how you pronounce it. All right. So another question in this same category is that they can ask you to enumerate or list 3 advantages of using specimen E over D on the farmland. Yeah, which is using specimen E, which is cow dung, over what? Over specimen D, which is the urea fertilizer. So what like you should mention or list 3 advantages of it. So the first one is that it improves soil structure. It improves soil structures. Another one is that it adds organic matter to the farm. You know, organic matter, something like humus. And also it improves water holding capacity of the soil as well. So it improves water holding capacity of the soil. So now that's that. Now what other thing can they ask you based on this specimen? Based on this classification is that they can ask you to maybe to classify specimen D and E based on their sources. So let me give that number 6. So if you are classifying specimen D and E based on their sources, is that specimen D is an organic fertilizer. Organic fertilizer. While by specimen E is an inorganic fertilizer. Sorry, there's a mistake here. You know, D is urea. D is urea. So urea fertilizer is an inorganic. Don't mind me. Urea fertilizer is an inorganic fertilizer. Yeah. Why organic? You know, organic means natural. So organic fertilizer, organic manure rather, for is the cow dung. So organic manure is the cow dung. All right. So another what again can they ask you? Another thing they can ask you based on this same classification, my section 2, which is the urea fertilizer and cow dung, is that they can ask you to list 2 organic matter or material, 2 organic material that serve the same purpose of as specimen E on the farmland. So 2 organic matter, 2 organic material, organic matter that serve the same purpose as specimen E on the farmland. They have, let me give that number 7. So we can have the first one as poultry dropping. Poultry dropping. You know what's poultry dropping now? That means the sheet from the poultries. Poultries like sheet from duck, from fowl, from chicken, you know, and some other poultries we have. So the poultry dropping can also serve the same purpose as what? As specimen E, which is the cow dung. So because they are all manure, you understand? So another one is compost as well. Okay, now let's move to another thing they can ask you based on this. My second classification is that they can ask you to list 2 precautions 2 precautions that a farmer should adopt when applying specimen E on the farmland. So the 2 precautions you should ensure is that you should avoid excessive application. So number 1 is avoid excessive application. That's number 1. So number 2 is that you should also apply well decomposed manure only. That's just it. So you should apply, these are the precautions you should ensure. Apply well decomposed manure only. Okay, so this is where I'll be stopping here for my section 1 and section 2. This is my part A video, so I'll be stopping this video here. My name still remains Matt Kem. Please ensure you read this thing and also ensure you add it up to whatever you are reading. Yeah, ensure you add it up to whatever you are reading. If not all that will come out in your exam, some will come out, if not all. So ensure you add it up to whatever you are reading, and I wish you best of luck. So go down to the comment section for the part B video. The part B video is going to entail my section 3 and section 4. See you in my part B video. Bye.